Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. As you drive by Ecole Centennial in Swift Current, the site sets a landmark for future growth in the northeast corner of the city. From the day-to-day upkeep at the shelter to general veterinary care and staffing, the costs add up on a monthly basis. And the SPCA is once again asking for your generous support. With the onset of warmer weather brings the hopes of getting outdoors and enjoying the mild conditions. And the annual Step into Spring trade show in Swift Current had something for everyone. Thanks for joining us here today. Ecole Centennial School in Swift Current is only 2 years old and has already outgrown its classroom space. We find out more in today's top story. As you drive by Ecole Centennial in Swift Current, the site sets a landmark for future growth in the northeast corner of the city. And although the school only opened in 2014, the Chinook School Division is already planning for an expansion.
When the school, Ecole Centennial, was planned to be built, we felt that it was going to be a 500-student school. As we move forward through the process, the ministry didn't feel that our projections were stable enough, and they had problems in the past with other schools they've built where they based it on projections that were never realized. So they were very cautious. So as we moved along, they built the core of the building for 500 people with the rider that if our projections were realized, they would quickly address those extra classrooms that were necessary. Well, here we are 2 years in. We've actually exceeded what we had projected, and good on the ministry and good on this government for living up to their commitment.
Plans which will now become a reality thanks to provincial funding recently announced for the purchase of numerous portable classrooms across the province. Funding which Chinook will use for an actual physical expansion to the building, rather than portables on the school grounds.
But we've made a business case where it's actually more economic for us to build permanent, that they are allowing us to do that. We're anticipating to be able to go to tender on that before the end of this school year, and we would have students in those 4 new permanent structures for the fall of 2017.
The total cost allotted for the addition to Ecole Centennial in Swift Current is $1.6 million. The Swift Current SPCA is again asking for your support, this time through a unique fundraising campaign. The Swift Current SPCA serves a vital role in the community caring for abandoned pets, who through no fault of their own are now left seeking a new forever home. From the day-to-day upkeep at the shelter to general veterinary care and staffing, the costs add up on a monthly basis. And the SPCA is once again asking for your generous support.
Well, we're asking everyone in Swift Current and a lot of the surrounding communities to watch for our 2016 annual appeal, and we are hoping that many people will respond with a donation this year of at least $16 for 2016. We had a very successful campaign a couple of years ago in 2014 when we asked for $14, and of course our costs are going up a little bit, so we're moving that up a little bit to $16 or more if people would like to donate to support us. I think it would surprise a lot of people to know that it costs about $25,000 a month to run our operation, and we don't get any funding from the provincial government or the federal government, and we're not associated or funded with the provincial SPCA, so about 80% of that has to come through various ways of community fundraising each year.
Cole says along with the 16 for 16 campaign, a number of events are planned in the coming months to further increase awareness of the SPCA and raise funds for the shelter.
In March, we've got our Kitty Cat Walk, fashion show, and adoption fair at the Swift Current Mall on March 19th. And then our next very big fundraiser will be our Radiothon, which will be May 27th this year, and that'll be held down at Market Square. And in the summer, we're planning toward a brand new family-oriented event called Pets in the Park in August. And then our final big event will be a fundraising dinner, likely in October this year.
Donations to the Swift Current SPCA can be made by mail, in person at the shelter or the used bookstore downtown, or online through their website. Swift Current Stockade was the place to be over the weekend for an annual spring trade show. We bring you some of the highlights in this report. With the onset of warmer weather brings the hopes of getting outdoors and enjoying the mild conditions. And the annual Step into Spring trade show in Swift Current had something for everyone. From sprucing up the deck with a new water fountain or outdoor furniture, to adding on a solarium or getting a new all-terrain vehicle, patrons had an array of exhibits to take in over the 3 days at the Stockade. A showcase event, which brings Swift Current and area businesses back to the show year after year.
We're back this year. We've done it for, I think, 10 or 12 years in a row. We come, we like the people, we like the exposure to our business, making the connections.
Well, for some, it was a chance to offer samples of their award-winning products, like the olive tasting room for Moose Jaw. And after 5 years in business, this Moose Jaw success story now has 17 stores across Canada and a restaurant at Niagara-on-the-Lake, all stemming from their unique line of olive-based products.
We do grow them in South Africa. They come from South Africa. That's why I say we got full control from the farm to Canada. What's unique about us is that because there's 3 factors that destroy an extra virgin olive oil. One will be oxygen. So we've put argon gas in our bottles. So the first time you pop that bottle open is the first time oxygen comes into it. So we've preserved our oils really well.
A well-rounded weekend which tempted the taste buds with food and other unique items, and will help kick off another busy season for the Swift Current Ag and X Association.
And then we have Discover the Farm coming up in April, and it's open to the community. We have the exotic bird and animal sale happening on that Saturday, April the 23rd. And then we have Frontier Days, which is going to be June 29th, 30th, and July 1st and 2nd. And CCA Cowboys Final coming up in October 19th to the 23rd.
The Step into Spring trade show is held every March by the Swift Current Ag and X Association. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.